afternoon and welcome to the Territory. It is a news and current affairs program, and I shall be giving you news from different perspectives across the FCT. I am Serafina Okon. Good afternoon. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has expressed displeasure over the stable of section of the International Conference Center contracted out for rehabilitation, another firm without his consent. The minister expressed the displeasure when he inspected some project sites. Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
On getting the hint that the contract to furnish the International Conference Center has been sublet to another contractor by the Abuja Investment Company Limited, the FCT Minister S.M. Wike frowns at the development, summoning the contractor handling the project and other top officials for a meeting.
The work is going on as expected. The only problem which we identified this afternoon has to do with the furniture that will be at the conference hall. And I was surprised to hear that there's a different contractor for that, which is unacceptable to us. The job was given to Julius Berger entirely. I cannot have different qualities. If we cannot say the up is furnished by Julius Berger and down is furnished by another company, it's unacceptable to me. I've invited Julius Berger, I've invited the Deputy Secretary of FCD and the GMD who did that. And if anybody is found culpable, of course, I must have to apply the big stick.
The minister, however, expresses satisfaction with the quality of work.
Now we're in this N15. I'm happy with what CUC is doing for the security reports. Even when they come here in the night, they are working. I believe, by the grace of God, they are meeting up with for the second year anniversary of Mr. President. Quality job done. I'm sure those who are living within this neighborhood are happy of what they are seeing now.
The projects inspected at the International Conference Center and the N16 Road. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Opening up hard-to-reach communities and ensuring an all-inclusive governance in terms of infrastructure development has informed the Nyesom Wike-led administration in the FCT to line up for inauguration some of the ongoing road projects in Katy and Tukashara communities in the Amak. This May, the minister made the disclosure when he inspected the projects on Saturday. In this community report, Onoze Yakubu takes a look at the economic impact of the road vis-a-vis the minister's inspection tour.
Kabusa is a densely populated community in Amak, but lacks good road network. This visit by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike marks a significant step towards bridging the development gap between the city center and the neighboring communities.
I remember that we came here to flag on this road. I can feel the city school there. And we promised them to build schools, which I've seen on my table and was approved, waiting for the passage of the 2025 statutory budget for us to commence. So I think we're happy, and I know the people are happy.
Going by the level of work and the assurances from the contractors handling the projects, the two long stretch routes from Kabusa to Takushara and Kabusa to Keti will be inaugurated in May. Nyesom Wike commends the Amak chairman for spotlighting the road needs of the two communities with a plan to provide more infrastructure for the community.
For him, probably we will not have, taken our attention to this place. I'm happy with what contractors are doing. Hopefully, by the end of May, these two roads will be inaugurated as part of the second year anniversary of Mr. President. So we're very happy with what we've seen.
Residents of Kabusa and other benefiting communities say their joy knows no bound with the provision of this critical infrastructure project that will not only ease the movement of goods and services, but will improve the economic fortunes of the area. Onoze Akubu, NTA News.
Berby community is in dire need of roads infrastructure, especially now that the rainy season is setting. Our correspondent, Deborah Micah, reports that the only access road to the community is likely not to be motorable as the rain deepens in the territory.
Kwebi community is located in Gusapeji streets of the FCT. To navigate into Kwebi, it will take a visitor a trip round Asokoro, AYA to access the community, which has approximately a population of more than 5,000 residents.
Kwebi is subdivided into two. We have Kwebi Sarki and we have Kwebi Madaki. And here is Kwebi Sarki, while the other side is called Kwebi Madaki or Kwebi Makranta. Brief history of this Kwebi. The name Kwebi. It derived from a hunter man. There were a place which is very thick and dark, which is a thick forest. So that place, none any human being can pass there without bending down. You have to crawl. Come a time that they reach one certain place inside the forest, they found a place where everybody can rise up. That is when the name were derived, Kwebi. In English, that is mean stand up.
However, the community leader Audu Kaura, whose message to the government was translated, told NTA News crew that Kwebi community is relatively peaceful and he wants the government to enhance the quality of life of the people by constructing motorable road.
We say that when you people are come, you see how bad the road is. So he's pleading, and he said, if possible, government should look into this road and see what they can do, because accessing town is not easy for people, and there are many people here who are government workers, and that is how people are struggling.
Because of the proximity of the community to the city and the cheaper accommodation and conducive living standard, most low-income earners prefer to live in Kwebi and work in the city center.
You see, it's the lateral. Once rain falls, that place will be very slippery. No any motor can move, and the bike too cannot move.
The community also lacks other basic necessities of life, such as a government senior secondary school, as the children go all the way to Asokoro to seek admission. Deborah Kazaji-Maika, NTA News.
More stories across the territory coming up shortly. Stay with us on the show.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Welcome back. This is The Territory, a program that highlights challenges and success stories of communities across the length and breadth of the FCT. Now, moving on, residents of the Biajin community in the Buari Area Council are calling on the government's attention to address lack of basic amenities despite being part of the Federal Capital Territory. Since its creation, the community is in dire need of essential services, including good roads, good road networks, security lights, and access to clean water. Hawa Gimba was at this community and now brings us up to date.
Biajin community is perceived as a commercial hub in Buari Area Council of the FCT, but it did not at par with other commercial communities in the FCT as a community, as it lacked some basic social amenities. The people of the community say they feel abandoned because the community's road network is in a despair, no street lights for security concerns, particularly at nights, no access to clean water, amongst other problems. Residents of Biajin are appealing to the government to provide these basic amenities, which are essential for the community's development and growth.
I've been here more than 5 years. I don't know what to say, but as you can all see behind me, in front of me, the whole society is bad, the road is bad, the light is bad. If they took this light some hours ago now, before you can expect this light, it's going to be in the night. And whenever it's raining, the road is always bad. You can hardly walk, you can't even drive well. You can all see behind me. And that is causing a lot of diseases and a lot of jams, and it's not even okay for the community.
People are trying to put the place in order, but the indigenous are not helping matter. That's the problem. I've been there over 4 years now. I'm supposed to know most of their hidings. So now they're showing me that they are the indigenous, no other place. So whatever you are doing, you are developing their place.
Well, you know, if you look at it, you know that it's a sore site. It's not something one would even want, if not for finances and everything. Nobody would want to come to this area and say, oh, I'm comfortable. So we'd like the government to come in, do something about this area. At least if this road is improved, definitely people would want to come here to do their businesses. People want to live here.
I have stayed in Kupa for some time now. And the very first time I visited this place, I saw the road is bad, houses are bad, there's no water, there's no electricity.
Bad road, no water, no lights, sometimes weeks, cannot have lights, cannot see light, you understand? So, and I don't think that is a good plan anytime soon.
They say government can address these concerns by investing in infrastructure development, including road construction, installation of security lights, and provision of clean water, as other communities in the Federal Capital Territory have benefited from government initiatives. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Thank you, Gemma. Balcoma is a vibrant community mostly made up of indigenous people of Abuja who settled here before the city became Nigeria's capital city, is finally giving a sign of relief. The community, which is home to a diverse group of persons, has been struggling with water shortages for a long time. But those days are now behind. In this report, Rosemary Motoling Bilal takes a closer look at these developments and also tells us more about the community.
Lack of access to clean water and poor hygiene practices have been identified as major contributors to waterborne diseases like cholera. Unfortunately, some communities, including Bokona in Dusan Alaji Buhari Area Council (FCT), still rely on rivers for drinking water and practice open defecation due to the absence of toilet facilities. Few years, residents like 27-year-old Mrs. Grace have had to fetch water from a nearby stream, a daily ritual that has become a norm. However, with the recent launch of pipe water, 70% of the community now has access to clean water, thanks to the present administration and FCT Minister Nwenson Wike. Bokona is a community located in Dusen Alaji, a satellite town in the FCT. It is bordered by Kubwa, Dawaki, Kwarimpa, and the famous Usman Dam, which supplies potable water to the city center.
Formerly, like about a year or two now, the water was nothing to write home about. But now, since the government of Tinubu came in, and the minister of the FCT, which is Wike, not some Wike, came in, I think now the Osmandana is close by, is beginning to trip on, and it's taking all over the whole community right now as a whole. So the water aspect now is something that one can say they're having a good lifestyle in that water part, because is the few among 100%, is just about 30% that have not actually connected to that water for now. But about 70% of persons and homes already have the water.
We have water now. I think it's Madam water now is around this side. But it's not like they give us free, we are paying with our money. We use our money and did it. It's not that the government give us free. We are using our money to do the water. If you need it, you pay your money.
The original inhabitants of the community are Bagi, Koro, and Gondara people. However, due to the rising cost of accommodation in the city center, people from all over have moved to Bokona, attracted by the relatively low cost of living, with house rents going for as low as 200,000 naira for an apartment that could go for over 1 million naira in the city center.
It's like a satellite town closer to main Abuja town. And if you look at it, affording a house or a rent from the major town like Maitama, Sokoro, Kwarimpa, they are of the high side. So everybody wants to have a low kind of, at least not that too low, but an average life where you can be able to settle down with your family and stay. So I think if you look this satellite town here, Kubwa, Duse, Buhari, just like Buhari local, because all this fall on top of Buhari local government, is affordable and is actually a thing that one can be able to get a house rent that you can be able to start a life before you be able to become your own house, your own landlord on your own self. So that's majorly what brought me to this location.
Despite its proximity to the city center and the presence of Buhari Area Council officials, Bokona remains grossly underdeveloped in terms of infrastructure. The community lacks a standard healthcare center, good waste management system, and stable power supply, leading to noise pollution from generator sets.
Our challenge in this area is that, because this place is a new site, sometimes our challenge is transformer issue. Our lights used to do on and off sometimes. So we need the government to help us and develop this our road and give us another transformer.
If you go from inside village, we don't have any access to roads. Our places are so dirty, and when this come, you hear in terms of election, you hear that you don't need to do many things for us. After election, person win, you will not even think about what he said passed.
Residents have appealed to the government to address the road challenges while appreciating the provision of clean water.
The road, the road is bad, especially when it comes to rainy season. It's very bad, very, very bad, very muddy. When it drops, it's muddy.
The appeal to government is, I know the government can't be everywhere, and the government can't do everything. It's basically on just like you talk about the community and how you're enjoying it. The community itself are doing their part, but let the government still look into it and possibly put their own effort to make sure that one they are putting before now, from the local government to the constituency to the community, to see how they can be able to improve and help the community to put hands up, because there was a time the community itself did some project within this road, and it's not everybody that could be able to afford the donation or whatever, and so on and so forth. So let the government try as much as possible, at least before it's raining season, to help the community and the environment to do the road. I know they are trying, but they should try more.
The introduction of pipe water has brought relief to the Bokona community, but the residents say more needs to be done to address the underdeveloped issues of infrastructure and development and improve the quality of life for residents. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, NTA News.
Thank you. Very detailed. And we trust Mr. Project to visit Duse Alaji any moment from now. Well, that is the much we can take on the program, The Territory, this week. Stay with the Unity Station for more interesting and amazing programs coming up shortly. I'm Serafina Okon.